Bro, the way you didn't tell Rashad last week.
I completely forgot.
Like
I was like,
like
wait
I
a
had
minute.
the delay clap and went, oh, dang.
I completely forgot. I was like, oh, man. But, yeah. Apologies. I know you won't see this, but my eyes are bloodshot red right now.
Oh, Eliott,
Like,
why your eyes bloodshot? What you been doing, fam?
It's not, I have not been smoking the devil's lettuce. I was at a training actually today for, because we're opening up as of next week.
Is it the devil's lettuce, though? Who created it? Who created it?
Who created it?
I know it wasn't.
God.
It wasn't Lucifer. Anyways, continue.
You know,
that was a random thought in my head. I was like, wait.
Fair enough.
Is it the devil's lettuce?
Yeah.
Or is it?
True.
It God's burger? Come on.
Oh man. No, I went in because we had training. We're recording this on a Thursday, so like a couple hours ago, and I didn't realize how like normally I'm good with swimming without my goggles on, but this time like the chlorine I think was like super high, like the pH on it was super high. So my
the chlorine was high.
Yeah.
It wasn't you.
Chlorine.
It was the chlorine.
It wasn't me. It was
guys.
the chlorine.
The chlorine was smoking the devil's lettuce.
That's right. And yeah, my eyes are like they were burning and bloodshot red, but it's crazy. But I didn't realize how, because normally for us, we usually do trainings once every 3 months. I did not realize how out of shape I was when it came to like endurance.
Dang.
Holy man. Like I've still been doing the push-ups challenge that we've been doing.
Oh, not me.
I'm
my
on
shoulder. My whole body.
I know your shoulder.
I hit 25 and the thing started to crack. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no,
Whoa.
I think I started January 3rd. So this is 1, 2, 3. I'm on week 4 right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm trucking through it.
I've been slacking, fam.
But I mean, you have a genuine excuse. Like you have your shoulders mashed up.
Yo, I even called the doctor. My knees mashed up. My feet are mashed up.
Man.
My shoulders. Bro,
Dude,
everything is
what
just
the
broke.
heck?
Remember a couple months ago, my back was broke?
Oh, yes.
Bro,
that's right.
That was like that pain that I had in my back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Priya can tell you, I was not okay. I was walking through the house just yelling. It was so bad.
Which is funny because I like when hanging out with you, I very rarely see you like in pain because you have a good pain tolerance.
I have a high
Like,
pain tolerance.
Yeah.
The thing is, it wasn't like a pain that was like. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm saying this because I have a high pain tolerance.
Yeah.
It was the kind of pain that like was uncontrollable. So it wasn't like a kind of pain that you can muscle through.
Oh, it's
like,
just
I
one that
physically
just like
it stopped me.
oh, jeez,
like,
dude.
Like imagine like I'm gonna show you guys in the camera. Imagine somebody taking like a blanket. Okay, if you were to take like a sheet and then just grab it and twist, right? What happens to the sheet? It gets like all crumpled up, right?
Yep.
That's what it felt like was happening to my back.
Oh,
So like the
my
spasm
gosh.
that was happening, it immobilized me. Like I couldn't muscle through it. Right? So even though like I had to like take the pain and whatever, it's not like I could just be like, okay, like, oh, like, you know, I couldn't. It physically stopped me. I wanted to muscle through it. I couldn't.
Jeez.
Like it had me stiff, bro. Like I was getting tased or something. Like it was crazy.
That's nuts, man. I don't think I've ever had a legit like pain like kind of situation where it's like, yeah, it prevented me from doing regular stuff. So that's wild,
bro. I like getting into bed. Priya was treating me like an old man. Like she had to like help me lay down, and then as I sit, because I'd have to sit on the bed and then like rotate to lay down. And once I lay down, I have to be okay with the position because I can't turn as I'm in the bed. right? Because if I wanted to turn, I like you don't realize how much back muscle you use until you try to move.
Oh yeah,
bro, it hurt. It was bad. Like I couldn't do anything.
Holy,
yeah,
dang man. But yeah, no, I was doing the swim and everything, and I was like, I was tired because one of the things we have to do is we have to swim 400 meters. So it's like the pool is a 25-meter pool, so we have to swim 400 meters in 10 minutes. So 8 full lengths of the pool. I did it in about 8 minutes, but I was gassed. I was like, holy, like it's tough. And then we had to do a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it was like, it's funny too that like, yeah, I'm not like in like top tier prime shape, but I'm still able to do the necessary stuff to be a lifeguard. But it's the fact that we don't run trainings as often as we should to do these skills to keep us in that shape. Because we're lifeguards. We're supposed to be in decent shape to be able to do stuff. But yeah, not. We haven't. The last time we did it was September of 2021. So we haven't run one in a while. Yeah. Bro, it was good on that end, but yeah.
You want to talk about in shape, bro? All you Netflix watchers, listen to me.
Oh, I know what you're going to
There is a show on Netflix called Cheer. Okay? It's a docuseries.
Yeah.
It's about cheerleading. This show is amazing, bro. Like, I didn't know nothing about cheerleading. I thought cheerleading was just the girls in tight outfits, just pom-poms, right?
Yeah.
The show is like an in-depth. Have you seen Last Chance U?
No.
That's another sports one. It's about like football though.
Okay.
Right? It's kind of like that. If you know what Last Chance U is, it's the same thing but for cheerleading, right? And it just follows these kids like college level. But these cheerleaders, bro, they're Olympians.
Jeez.
Like I kid, like the way that they train and what they actually do, to me, they're more impressive than like the football players and the basketball players and the other sports.
Yeah.
Because these girls and guys, they're training like gymnasts, all the flips, right? They're training like weightlifters because of, at least the guys, like all the lifting of the girls.
Yeah.
They're training like long distance athletes, like endurance, because the amount of go they're doing, like, is in like I think the shows are like 2.5 minutes of a performance, but it's like high level. Like, imagine the flipping, right? Imagine flipping nonstop for 2.5 minutes.
Nope.
Right? They're training like performers because they have to have a smile on while they're doing all these exercises, right? Because when they're cheering, they have to be the energy, right? They're training like stage performers because you got to know your place. Everybody's flipping. You have to be on time. They're training like dancers because it's all to music. Bro. And then they're doing it every day.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Crazy, bro. Like some of these girls are impressive. Like the one girl was like bruising her ribs. She's a flyer, what they call. A flyer is one of the girls that you see, like the guys
send them up in the air,
throw them up, and then they come down, right? But imagine practicing that nonstop, right? You're getting caught. Eventually, like your ribs start to bruise.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So this girl, the doctor said she needs to stop because her ribs are gonna dislocate. Right? And she's like, I can't. I watched one girl, she was a flyer, right? And there's a part where like the guys hold her up in the air and she's doing her thing. And she's supposed to fall to the left into these other guys' arms. Something was off, right? Because, and here's the thing too, it's a team sport, but everybody has to be on point because everybody's responsible for everybody. Right?
Okay, yeah.
It's not like, oh, you didn't do your part, so like we got to retry. No, if you don't do your part, that can affect somebody's health.
Everybody will.
Because what happened was somebody wasn't paying attention and she fell from like up in the air. Supposed to be like landing and getting caught. Trust, right? She hit the ground, bro. And when she hit the ground, she did that. Oh my gosh. And like, like that, oh my gosh, that like has everybody like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like somebody hurt.
Bro, she dislocated her elbow.
Oh, no.
Like in the moment, after they dropped her, everybody's just like has their hands over their mouth. They're like, right?
Nope.
And the thing is, because it's like a show, she gets injured, and what happens? Understudy. The show must go on.
Yeah.
Bro, it was crazy.
Wow.
And then there was like another aspect that was really cool. The gay aspect. Okay? So the team that is solely focused on, at least in season 1, is all the guys on the team are gay. Right?
Okay.
And I said to Priya, I said, is this like a thing? Like, is it typical for it to be like gay guys doing cheerleading? She's like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. I found out in season 2, it's not. It's just that team, all the gay guys.
Oh, it was specifically just gay people.
And it's not like they were picking them because they were gay. All the gay guys they ended up, they gravitated to that team because that was the energy and culture that was there, right? And it's funny because the straight guys on the other team were talking about the difficulties that they have in cheerleading because cheerleading is very like showy, right? It's very like you got to put on performance, and gay guys can just do it better, right? They can sass better than a straight guy, and that plays a role in the scoring, right? So the straight guys had to figure out a way to get their sass into it, but not feel like they're trying to be something they're not.
Oh,
and it's really cool because you watch the team with the gay guys, and their performance is like 10 out of 10. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But then you watch the other team, and to me, it's 10 out of 10 too, but in a different way because the swag is different. Even though it's still, like, it's dope, bro. It's dope. It's so cool.
That's interesting.
I give those guys so much credit because, like, the workouts that they're putting in, I can only
I was about to say I can only imagine.
I finished watching that, and I was like, Priya, let's go cheerlead.
Let's get shredded. Let's go cheerlead.
It's crazy. It's so dope.
Yeah,
so dope.
Would you trust somebody to throw you up?
Me and, like, personally,
yeah,
no.
Like no, but it's like a professional,
and that's another aspect of it too. You have to trust your team.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So you can't you can't come into practice on some BS with an attitude and not be 100% because you need to catch this person, right?
Yeah.
And the person getting thrown up needs to be able to trust their team, but also they need to trust their team because if they get thrown up and they're stiff, you're making it harder for the guys to catch you, or you come down stiff and your head hits the guy's head as you come down.
Okay.
Like, it's deep, bro. It's so deep.
Yeah.
It'll make you look at cheerleading completely differently.
Oh, I bet.
And then the choreography, like, me and Priya were watching it, and we're like, yo, these look like human fireworks. That's literally what they look like in sync. Wow. The girls getting thrown up, and then with the guys around them, it looks like a firework special. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But go watch it. It's dope. Everybody should watch it.
I'm gonna watch. That's crazy. I'm gonna watch that for sure. I don't know what you got me on the Netflixing now. I want to talk about Too Hot to Handle.
Listen, if you listen to this, you know that me and Eliott enjoy trash TV.
Yes, sir.
It's my guilty pleasure, but I'm no longer guilty about it. It's just what it is. I like it.
I just wear it. Yep, badge of honor. Okay, so I watched season 3. You were watching season 3, and you were telling me a lot of, like, you were showing me reactions of stuff. Bro, what was this season? I mean, Too Hot to Handle already. It's in and of itself is a trash show.
Explain the show to those who don't know, or those who have been scared to dive in. Yeah. I just want to point out. Before I ever watched this show, Joel watched this show.
That is true. I was shocked when he told me this. He's like, "Yo, yeah, we watched the shoe."
I just want y'all to know that Joel is the man, and he watches it, so I'm in the clear.
EJ's getting a phone call.
I don't care, bro.
Anyways, for those of you who do not know, Too Hot to Handle is essentially they take some of the most physically attractive looking males and females who are all about hooking up and like just sleeping with everybody. They don't care.
Kiddie
They bring
pool.
them on this
Kiddie pool.
island.
They're all shallow. All shallow.
Yeah, they're all, exactly. That's actually a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, they come on this island assuming that it's going to be like fantasy or Love Island or whatever. So they're going to be, it's just one
Pleasure
giant,
Island
like,
is what it's called.
yeah, Pleasure Island. So it's going to be just one giant like hookup center of just everybody's going to sleep with everybody until they
It's
find
Sodom
out
and
by
Gomorrah, fam.
for real. So honestly, and then on the night that they find out that it's this person, this AI system called Lana, and essentially the island is meant for them to learn how to not go on physical attraction only and learn how to have more deeper connections. So they can't have sex. They can't no heavy petting. They can't do anything.
They can't do nothing physical.
No self gratification, nothing. Okay, so they're all freaking out and everything or whatever. Okay, some of these.
Oh, and it's for money too. It's for money.
It's for money too.
Like,
there's like
there's a pool of
200,000
money, and every time they do something they shouldn't, the money money is subtracted.
Yeah, like if, for example, if you kiss somebody, I think you lose like $3,000 or $6,000. I don't remember. Whatever. Anyways, the way they learn through this is they do workshops to kind of learn a little more about themselves and try to trust the process.
Basic, just good human things that we don't have to go to class for.
Right?
But these people are different.
Apparently didn't learn, right? So, what are some of the workshops were like painting on each other. One of the guys' workshops is essentially writing down words that people thought that they identified them as. So like a lot were like arrogant or cocky.
You gotta go in depth. So like the painting thing, right? Because they're all superficial people who
I don't remember what the painting one was.
Because they're all they care about is looks, right?
Yes.
What do you like about a girl? She has to have a big butt. She has to have whatever. Say nothing about personality. These are the kind of people that are on this island. The painting workshop, the point was for them to paint each other and kind of be okay with looking a mess.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay.
Right? It was a fun exercise, and you'll learn, I put quotes around it, that it's fun to not be perfect all the time. Right? There's, Priya hates this part. There's a workshop for the girls where they like...
Oh yeah, they're knocky or
they
they're
speak to their vagina.
Their vagina.
Because they need to respect themselves. It's trash. Yeah. It's a lot of foolishness, but it's entertaining. I can't help it.
It's very entertaining.
Right?
Like, and so there's the one that you were just dying over was the one where I forget his name. What's his name again?
All right. I think it's fresher for me. So let me take the wheel, Eliott.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
There's this guy on the island. His name is Nathan. Okay?
Nathan, yes.
Let me paint you the picture of Nathan. Okay? Nathan is about 6'5", chiseled, nut and butt muscle, just bone and muscle. That's it, right?
Yeah, like 6'4",
like
tall.
He is light skin. Yeah, light skin.
Light skin, black. Yep.
South African, so he has an accent.
Yeah.
He is a playboy, a player. All he wants to do is just get with the girls, get in their pants, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nathan this season seems to be the main attraction for all the girls. Right? But when the show starts, he finds this one girl he likes, and
Holly.
Her name's Holly. Nathan and Holly hit it off, and they become exclusive. I put really light quotes around exclusive because it's probably been like 3 days, you know?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But they've paired off. The producers are trash because what the producers will do is after like about a week where people get used to just each other and everyone's paired off, they'll bring in like 2 more players or contestants or just hot people to come stir the pot.
Stir the pot,
right? So those people can come in and just by looking at people can choose who they want to take on a date.
Yeah.
So this new girl walks in and she's another hot person. Who does she pick? Nathan. They say, oh my gosh, he's so tall, all this stuff. So he goes on a date with her. And at the date, he's doing his player thing, you know? So that's Nathan throughout the whole show. And then Nathan and Holly are irritating because, again, everybody's trying to win money. $200,000. And all you have to do is and I heard filming is only like 25 days, bro.
Oh.
So for like a month, all you have to do for a month is just not do nothing sexual with somebody.
Yeah.
Holly and Nathan, they can't do it. Every second, they're kissing.
Oh my gosh.
They're trying to loophole the game. So this girl takes one of her shorts. She takes one of her shorts and puts the dirty shorts in between her lips and his lips, and then kisses him as if that's no longer a kiss, fam. Who raised this girl? Who raised this boy? What's wrong with these people, fam? So
that ain't it.
They're losing money like quick, right? And usually the couple who's the worst at not doing anything, the producers are like, we're going to put them in a room together and see if they can not do anything. Because they have to learn. It's stupid.
Yep.
Like when I say it out loud, it sounds dumb. You should just watch it.
Yeah, it is.
But so producers take Nathan and Holly, put them in the couple suite. In the couple suite, there's candles everywhere. There's a bubble bath. There's wine. There's fuzzy handcuffs. Like it's just
there's whips. It's a
den of temptation, bro.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think the money pool was at like 140 something, right?
Yeah.
So they've lost quite a bit. As they go, the other people are starting to get the idea like we got to be good. So Lana, the little AI Eliott was talking about, offers them a deal and says, this island is about trust. Do you trust your fellow members of the island?
Yeah.
Right? And she said, if you choose to trust that they won't do anything, I will reinstate all the money that's been lost and you'll be back at 200,000.
That's huge.
If you choose to trust them and they fail, you're going to lose another $57,000. Right? So the team's like, you know what? Like some of the teams like, nah, don't do it. They're like, we can't trust these guys. Right?
Yeah.
But then majority of the team ends up trusting them. They shouldn't have trusted them.
No.
Right? They lose all the money and it's bad. And people just keep kissing. And eventually the money goes down to zero, fam. The money went down to nothing.
Like how?
And I give you all this context because this is the part I'm talking about. This is the part I sent Eliott. Okay? Nathan eventually gets kicked off of the island because he's not learning anything. He's trash. He doesn't care. Right? So it's emotional, it's sad, everybody's crying. I don't know why they're crying. 25 days of strangers, I don't get it. But they're crying. He leaves his girl Holly. Holly's heartbroken. The girls are there to comfort her. The guys are blowing it up with the two thug tears, you know.
Yeah.
As Nathan's walking out, Lana, the AI, is like, I'm going to give you another chance. But you really have to prove to me that you can change. So Nathan ends up having his own one-on-one workshop. Okay? And this is where I lost it. This is where I was like, okay, this is foolishness. What are we watching? This workshop, they brought this other black guy. He's not light-skinned. He's just dark. Like, he's regular black.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put him in a Obi-Wan Kenobi hood, first of all. Like, he looked like a Jedi Master. For what kind of dramatic effect? I don't know.
With like a teepee,
right?
like.
But he looks like some sort of shaman. Like, you know? And he goes, we're going to learn. We're like, today this workshop's about you learning to not think with your penis, but with your head. Right? So he's like, first thing we're going to do, and I kid you not, these are two men, okay? They're by themselves. And the man goes, this guy goes, okay, what you're gonna do is take one hand and place it on your balls. Yo, so these two guys are standing there with their hands on their junk.
Oh my gosh.
And the man goes, okay, breathe in, breathe out. And he goes, now put your other hand on your heart. And he goes, and you're going to feel all the energy go from your balls to your heart.
Bro.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And he goes, okay, now we're going to shake it off. So they start getting loose and shaking it, right? And this guy's big. Like, Nathan's big. He's like 6'5".
Yeah.
So he's like doing jumping jack, shaking it off. For 3 seconds, they're shaking it. The guy goes, so how do you feel? And I kid you not, this Nathan guy goes, he says, yeah, I feel wiser. I feel freer. like there's been a release.
I'm not horny anymore.
Oh my gosh. I paused it. I got my phone. I snapped Eliott. I was like, bro, is this for real right now? This man did 2 jumping jacks and found God. Like, what? Bro.
Oh my gosh.
All that to say, I hope my explanation of the show has encouraged you to watch it for yourself.
Oh man. Like, this man played with puppets. He played with puppets,
there was puppets in it. I don't know what that was, bro.
Oh, that felt like an acid trip watching that. I was like, dude.
I go into these trash shows with a level of trash mind. Yeah. That took me out because that was just different. I was like, what? Why are they holding themselves right now? How are you going to transfer energy from the bottom of your balls to your heart? What? What? Oh, and then he said he felt freer afterwards.
Man saw Nirvana, dude.
The man said he's going to release the energy from your balls. That's sus to me.
That's sus. Like, in front of another grown man, that's sus, bro.
What?
That's sus.
Oh man, I laughed. I laughed so hard. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was so stupid. Producers told him to say, "You feel something."
That, for real, I was like, I was watching a lot of the comments. It's like, this season, a lot of people hated because the acting was bad. Because there's no way none of these people knew what they were signing up for. Right? Like, I know a lot of this had to be staged. A lot of it had to be acted. This is some bad acting.
There was
like,
a guy.
Tell these.
There was this one guy. He was one of the guys who came in afterwards to entice everybody. This black guy. Mm-hmm.
Toronto
dreads, right?
Obi.
And his name's Obi. And he comes out the he's talking, he's like, yo, I'm ready to do my ting, fam, like, you know, like whatever. And the little caption says his name and it says Toronto, Canada. Yeah. So me and Priya are like, Toronto? Like, he's from down the street, right?
Yeah.
Until he starts talking to the girl. And this man goes, he's like, yeah, I feel that, eh? And I said, yep, that's a Toronto man's for sure.
100% right there.
Me and Priya, we like instantly looked at each other. We're like, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But you know what that made me think of though? The fact, like, you know when they say you can't really get love in your hometown? They say you gotta like go somewhere, make it, and then come back. Mm-hmm. I kind of understood that watching this. And then thinking about like Big Brother Canada. Mm. When I'm watching people from where I am from do something on TV, I don't feel like it's real TV.
Interesting. Okay.
You know what I mean? The moment moment he looked at the girl and said, "Yeah, eh?" I was like, it took me out. I was like, "Yo, you're the man dem from down the street."
Yeah. Yep.
You know, like you're probably from Jane and Finch. Like what?
Yep.
I can't take it seriously. So it was funny.
Yeah, that's funny. That's true. And I mean, again, all of these people like
are trash.
As much as they are trash, yes, but to not like I would assume a vast majority of people would take this to get on a Netflix show because the amount of notoriety you get after this show, like the first season of Too Hot to Handle, the people who were on that season are like big,
you become like an instant influencer,
right?
The show airs.
So like Exactly. So if you choose to be that, like if you're like, I'll sacrifice my dignity, I guess, to go on this show. I mean, hey, go for it. But keep entertaining us.
How much
But,
money,
yeah, this is
Eliott,
an-
would they have to pay you to sacrifice your dignity?
Oh, there's no amount of money.
2 milli?
I would never go on that show. No.
1 billy.
Maybe.
Well, there you go. There you know the price now, guys.
Now you know the price. Netflix, pay me up.
1 billy. Apparently,
I'm winning that money.
Apparently, the cast doesn't get paid.
Well, no. Like, why would they?
But usually on reality shows, people get paid per episode regardless.
Oh, I didn't know
Like
that.
Big
Interesting.
Brother, they get paid like I think $3,000 per episode,
Oh.
which is why everybody wants to make it to jury.
Yeah, because you just essentially get paid to be in a house and decide.
Exactly.
Interesting.
This show they don't pay them at
Okay.
all, so I was like, oh, okay.
I mean, the place that you're staying at,
They said
I guess
they said they fed them well, like it was they were treated like royalty,
Yeah.
but still.
So, yeah, I heard from a lot of previous seasons that like at the end of filming when they're all like, "Oh, we learned stuff, yay, happy ever after." I heard from like last season 2, because I saw a couple of interviews, is that they just had like one big orgy.
Well,
Yeah, like it's like the moment the cameras are off, is be like, "Yeah, we don't care. Let's get back to who we were."
whatever floats your boat. I mean, I said to Pri, I was like, once the money hit zero, I was like, I don't know why they're competing now.
Correct. That's like
You
break
might,
all the rules.
you might
you
as well
want.
go for it. There's nothing to win.
Yeah, for real. That's what I think. If you really, and I'm just thinking based on the people that go on shows like this, if you really had the incentive, like if it went to zero, or even there was like people were just losing money, I don't think people would really care. I really don't think they would care. They're there for their self gratification, so I don't think
They're
money
there to
is of an
become
object to them.
influencers.
Exactly. So
And
the
get a
money
free
coming
vacation.
after it, exactly.
Yeah.
So the money coming after it is worth way more than a measly 200,000 that they have to probably split with some other people. It's like
They only
gonna
split
mess
it on the
around with
first
you.
season.
That's right. Yeah. Then they end up giving it to the person who actually deserves it, who learned through the process. But the
Show's
fact
a
that
joke, bro.
it's just a joke.
It's a
It
joke.
is a joke. But I mean, hey,
Trash.
4th season drops, I'm watching
Trash
it. So
TV, bro. Gotta love it.
100%. Yeah. But speaking of, we're going to transfer from TV shows to music. This is a story that came out actually recently. It's so one of the more prominent people that have been talking about COVID a lot on podcasts is actually Joe Rogan. And we've talked about Joe Rogan a lot, being like, he has his own opinions about whatever. And he has talked about how there's been a lot of fear mongering when it comes to the juk. Remember the juk?
The joke.
I'm saying that we're not getting canceled here, right? So, and he has talked a lot about how it's been very politicized by both sides, and how a lot of people have become very numb to all of this, and they're just going to continue to just accept this as it is. A lot of people who don't agree with Rogan have been saying that he is essentially quote unquote fear mongering and spitting out misinformation and just being a very bad influence for people who think that what he is saying is right? A lot of vaccine misinformation or whatever. So, which, if I'm being honest, if you get a chance to listen to it, Joe Rogan is one of the last people who will accept, like he will take ownership if he's wrong. Which is very rare for people, and that's one of the things I really like about him. But everybody treats him as a villain because he asks questions, because he doesn't agree with the status quo.
Same with Joe Budden.
Right?
Yep.
So 100%. So that's why, and like, so Neil Young, not really. Again, you and I probably don't know. You don't know who Neil Young is.
No.
I'm assuming not. So he's a very famous Canadian American singer or whatever. So he does a lot of, if I'm not mistaken, like country music or whatever, but he's big. Like he's a very big singer or whatever. He said that he wanted Spotify because Joe Rogan and Spotify have a deal, and he gets Joe Rogan for like $150 million to be like exclusively on Spotify or whatever. He said, you need to remove Joe Rogan podcast from Spotify, or I'm going to remove my music from Spotify because I don't want to be associated with Joe Rogan on this platform if he's showing vaccine or juking for misinformation, whatever. Right? So that was he sent a letter to Spotify saying, hey, like this is the ultimatum right now, and if you don't do it, I'm a dip.
That's
right?
so presumptuous.
Right?
Like you're stupid. Shut up.
Correct. Right? Exactly. So that's what I thought when I saw it. I'm like, okay.
That's like it has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Get him off YouTube too. Like,
yeah. I mean, again, yeah, don't get me wrong. You have every right. If you want to remove your music from Spotify, go for it.
I'm never going to listen to you. He's trash. I don't even know who he is, but he's trash.
But not at the cost of saying that, you're showing the company that sponsors you on their platform to say, oh, no, I'm getting rid of this one because I don't agree with them. So yesterday, Spotify is officially removing Neil Young's music after the ultimatum.
Bye, dumb. Please.
So, yep. So they said it's pretty much deal with the vaccine misinformation or lose lose my music. And so Spotify's like, okay. So they removed them.
Let me educate some of you guys.
Yeah.
Spotify is not pressed for no Neil Young. I promise you that. You know how much money Spotify makes?
Yeah. I'll tell you this.
You know how much money Joe Rogan makes Spotify? More than Neil Young.
That's what I was about to say. You really think Neil Young's making more money than Joe Rogan is for Spotify? Nah.
I think people need to stop asking companies to be like individuals.
Yeah.
I think that needs to stop. Like we're treating companies like this is a company. It's Spotify. It's a business. It needs to run.
Yeah.
Why are you asking a business to talk about the juk or make decisions based on the juk? That's stupid. That's as dumb as Walmart not letting people into their store because they have the juk or not. Like you're a business, just be a business. Like I don't get it. Like who are they talking to? Real talk. You're talking to Spotify?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Because Spotify is a whole company, bro.
Yep. They don't care. Right?
It's stupid.
They're just a platform that just harbors for other people. So again, now all over Twitter, everybody's doing the hashtag cancel Spotify or whatever.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck. Right? So there, a lot of people are just saying, like one of these people said right here, it turns out Spotify is not the cool company it used to be. And now it's just like Facebook or Fox News. And it would rather make a quick buck off of propagandists telling lies than kill people over supporting a timeless musical artist. Again, your opinion. Whatever you want, that's fine. But again, the whole point is that...
You know how much murder rap is on Spotify?
For real. But you don't see people crying over that, being like, oh, he's talking about murder.
Like, that upsets me. Bro.
And again, this is the thing as well.
This story upsets me. It makes me mad.
It's trending right now. Yeah. So like if Neil Young was... think about it. Neil Young, if you decided to say something stupid, I don't think Spotify would cancel you over it.
No.
They wouldn't care. Being like, well, no, it's like we're treating everybody here fairly. Like if you have an opinion, say the opinion. Again, as well, Neil Young, if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Right?
You know what that's like to me? That's like, Eliott, me and you go to the same school.
Yeah.
We don't hang. We're not friends.
Yeah.
Right? You and your friends go do some crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. Right? And I say to the school, if you guys don't get them out, I'm leaving. Okay? What? Like, it's Spotify.
Yeah.
They just hold the music. They hold the podcast. That's it. Like, if that's the case, take your music off of YouTube because you can find Joe Rogan on YouTube. Take your music off of anywhere. Like, take your music off the internet because Joe Rogan's on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, you're stupid. What's his name? Neil Young?
Neil Young.
Neil Duns. Bro.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's ridiculous how much people are... Like, because Joe Rogan has a difference of opinion. And again, a lot of his opinions aren't even that far-fetched in the sense that he's just saying people are... I think it's fair for people to be concerned about wanting to put a vaccine in their body. I don't think governments should be forcing people to put the juk in their body. Like it's a lot of stuff. And even when he's been proven wrong about certain things, he's like, yeah, you're right. Okay, maybe I was wrong about that. It's not that he just, unlike other like mainstream media sources of TV and news who just stick by their guns, even though they know they're completely wrong.
But the news,
he is open to being wrong.
Political.
I know.
Joe
and that's
Rogan
what I mean.
is not a news outlet. He's a podcast.
No, and that's why so many people listen to him, because he knows there's no agenda behind it. It's just a man just trying to talk to everybody and just trying to get perspective on different things.
Yo,
and people don't like that.
Bro, Neil Young can kick rocks, no shoe. He's stupid.
A big toe, right?
I'm so glad that honestly, backfired in his face.
That's what I was saying. It's crazy because I never thought, like, usually big mainstream companies, when they're pushed to the brink, they'll submit to the mob. Spotify's like, hell no.
Netflix was the same way with Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle, yep.
They're like, shut up.
Nope, we're
shut
good.
up.
Yeah.
Every one of you that walked out, stay out.
It's like, if you don't like it, you can not watch it.
Bro. That upset me. I hate that story so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
that offended me, bro. And the fact that you told that story, Eliott, if you stay on this podcast, I'm leaving, bro.
That's so funny,
bro. That's why I switched the title, man.
Yeah.
All the Spotify arguments are just, I can't. They're stupid.
Right?
Bro.
It's crazy. And I think that, yeah, again, when people decide to like, you don't control Spotify, and honestly, like if you don't like listening to it, I don't know. I don't understand where we came to the part where if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Like, where did that happen?
That's like
when did we lose that?
That's like people that don't like Kanye telling The Gap that if they don't take his clothes out, that they're not going to shop there.
Yeah.
Just don't buy his stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can buy.
For real. We should talk about that. We didn't talk about that last week. You wanted to talk about Pete and Kanye.
Oh, Kanye trying to fight Pete?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
They're not going to fight.
No.
Kanye,
but what do you think about the situation? Because a lot of like situation has been like where, like I've been watching interviews, and I think like Kanye was just saying that he's like, he isn't able to go and see his kids or whatnot right now. And because like, I think, or I could be completely wrong on this, but I think it's because like also like Pete's around and they don't want any beef going on right now. So I don't know. It's a strange situation. And I feel bad for Kanye.
I don't.
You don't?
Nah.
Okay. Why?
I don't see how you can complain about not being able to see your kids and then turn around and then threaten Pete Davidson on a track. It's not really helping your case.
Yeah, it makes you seem very like childish.
I think Kim is giving him some grace. in my opinion, like he says he wants his family back. She doesn't. Eventually, bro, it is what it is. She doesn't want you back. And if you did want her back, what you're doing is not helping.
Great.
So like, I don't know. Like, I think she's generous with him, but like,
to what point? Yeah.
Like, just chill, bro. Like, you both are like, you can see your kids. Like, I don't think she's holding the kids hostage. I think what he was talking about was the birthday party.
Yeah.
Throw them your own birthday party. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, I don't know.
It's a tough situation, and I think
I'm not in their marriage. Or ex-married. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It was just the only reason, because what? He dropped that like diss track, like literally spitting his name in the song. So
Pete has extra security now, like.
Yep. This man is afraid for his life.
But the thing is though, like, is anybody really afraid of Kanye?
I can't say yes or no. I don't know.
Does
what
Kanye
kind of
give you the vibe
power
that he's gonna like that he could do something? I don't get that vibe. I don't get that vibe from Kanye.
I also don't underestimate anybody in Hollywood, because I feel like anybody has that kind of power. So I'm not saying anything like that.
Physically?
No, not like him, but he can get people too. which is what I'm saying.
He said he was gonna kick his derriere.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what he said in the song.
Oh, no.
He's like, I want to kick his,
Yeah.
So that means Kanye wants to put hands on him.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't know
if
Kanye has fisticuffs.
More than Pete? I don't know.
I don't know. Have you ever looked at Kanye and said, yo, I don't want to run into him because I might get beat up?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Chris Brown, dang, all the jokes.
Chris Brown's scrappy.
All the jokes are going to come in.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
but
no.
I feel like Chris Brown celebrates Merry Christmas. You know what I mean?
Man wants to fight people.
I don't get that vibe from Kanye.
That's fair.
I've seen Kanye try to take the camera from the paparazzi. Mm-hmm. They all look like they struggle. Like, I don't know, bro. Now, but Kanye's not stable.
That's the other thing too, right? He's very different.
And he's rich. He's like stupid rich.
Yeah.
So unstable rich Kanye could do something to you in that sense. But physically, I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid of Kanye.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, one of the biggest things that's been happening here in Canada that I guess you and I really didn't know, and we kind of had to look at it, but we've been hearing about it for a while, is the Truckers for Freedom 2022.
Yes.
They have been, it's essentially a giant protest and to show awareness in regards about not about being anti-vax. And I think a lot of people are getting that misconstrued with what their goal is. They've said this already in their statement of what they stand for. We're not anti-vax. We don't believe, it's not that we don't believe COVID is real. We know it's real. And a lot of us have been vaccinated. We just don't agree with a mandate that forces people to not have choice, to not feel as though that, or to feel that the government is forcing them into a corner and saying that you have to get this, otherwise you can't live your life as a Canadian, right? So they have been driving from coast to coast. From what I'm seeing here on Twitter is that they have just reached Ontario. I'm assuming they have been driving. I'm not sure either the east or west coast. I think it's the west coast, so they came maybe starting in British Columbia. I don't know where, but they're supposed to arrive in the nation's capital, so Ottawa, at Parliament Hill, I think around Friday or Saturday. So, and it's thousands upon thousands
it's
of
millions, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot, right? And it's crazy. And it's funny not funny, but it's just so interesting to see the amount of people who are, I think a lot of these people used to be the silent supporter, but now that they're seeing a movement like this, being like, well, now I kind of want to support this. I kind of want to show that I'm for this. And I saw a recent clip with Trudeau who came out and somebody asked them about the Truckers for Freedom. And he said as though, well, I don't support this small, I don't know if he used the word radicalized, but something along those lines, group of people who do not represent the majority of Canadians. The majority of Canadians who have fought and chosen to put health and safety of the country before their own personal choices or whatever. So he's like, they do not represent the majority of Canadians. When I heard that, I was like, I don't agree with you. That's a lie. I think it's a silent majority when it comes to the mandates for Canada. Dude, I think the media has the biggest voice, obviously. Yeah.
But I don't think they have
100%.
the majority opinion.
No, not at all. And I think because and again, Canada's just known for this. They're a very liberal country. A lot of that is pushed. And because Trudeau is for liberals, it's a lot of that being pushed right now. And it's crazy because to the rest of the world, when it comes to that, Canada is a laughing stock in how we have dealt with this pandemic. It's crazy. The amount of people that make fun of us for how are you not still open? How are things still like this? When everyone else in the world has just accepted this is just here, we're going to move on and just not live in fear, not let this control
We're like
our
that
lives.
kid in class that didn't finish the assignment and everybody went for recess and you're stuck.
Yeah.
That's us. We're in the class finishing the test still.
right? They said it's like, oh, we're gonna flatten the curve in 2 weeks. It's been 2 years,
Can't flatten
and
the
we're
curve.
still just like right.
The curve's never going to be flat. It's here.
Right? So,
the juk is here to stay.
It's good. The juk is here to stay. So that's why they're protesting that, being like, listen, we are not, and this is where people are getting it wrong. I think that people are saying that because they're not for the juk. They're not for being double juked or whatever, and they're like against. They're anti-juk, but like no, they're 100%. Like some of them are, and so like that goes against your concept of what you believe to be them. Like some have called them like they've called them white supremacists. They've called them like.
I feel like that's the
whatever.
go-to for anybody.
It's bad.
Yo,
It's like, oh,
any white person that stands for anything, you're a white supremacist.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to all the white people.
I feel like that's the go-to. It's just like if you stand for
terrible.
And sometimes some of them are.
Yeah,
you know?
don't get me wrong.
But
I'm not saying that.
I feel like that's the narrative, though. Every time
right?
a white person stands for anything, you're a white supremacist.
Right? That's so bad.
That's not cool.
Like, and that's what I mean. Like, you're telling me that this million truckers, the majority of them are all white supremacists?
No, see what it is? The millions were the people within all the cities that were supporting and like going to whatever.
Correct.
Bro, true. Apparently, and Trudeau apparently conveniently came in contact with the juk, or
yes, that's right,
and he's gonna be isolating.
Yeah, because he knows the homeboys are rolling up, and he's like, I don't want to be here when that happens.
That's convenient. That's like, that's like when Thug 1 says, "Yo, here's the Addy, bro, come see me," and then Thug 2 actually comes and sees him, and he's like, "I'm gonna go on vacation real quick. I'm gonna be gone."
It's like, hold up. I just need to.
You know, I left the stove on. I gotta go turn it off.
Give me 1 sec. You just meet me out front. I'll be there in a second.
Right. 2 years later.
Right. So again, I good for them. Like I think this is what
this is gonna be in the history books, bro.
It's crazy.
Like legit.
Freedom of expression.
Like
being
they're gonna our grandkids are gonna learn about this in school. About the I don't know what the movement will be called. The trucker movement. I don't know.
The truckers for freedom.
But this is gonna be in history books. It's crazy.
Yep, it's crazy, and I think that again, people are noticing, and the silent majority's starting to get kind of a little louder in the sense that
everybody's sick of it, bro.
We're sick.
Because
at
this point, everybody's like, "Yo, I'm quadruple juked."
Yeah,
and I'm still catching it.
Yep. Just let me live my life.
This is not making sense anymore.
Yep, you can't live in fear of it, and that's what it is. So. I don't know. We'll see what it is going forward, but I mean, when they get to the Capitol,
there's a whole post on the Instagram page saying, just give me some outlines of what not to do when you get to the Capitol. Like don't have flags with poles because that can be looked at as a weapon. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't go in any buildings of government. Do not. They're basically saying, do not storm the Capitol.
Yeah, don't be January 6th America. Do not do that. Yeah, 100%. And so it's a good sense to be that. Yeah. Okay, last thing I wanted to talk about was the you and I have seen clips about this. The Fresh and Fit podcast.
Oh boy.
So for those of you who do not know what the Fresh and Fit podcast is, it's these two guys. I do not know their names.
Guy 1 and Guy 2.
Guy 1 and Guy 2. Essentially, they are quote unquote, and what they define is they are for men. They are for men specifically to succeed in, how do I say this? Like just essentially just not be simps, to learn how to just be quote unquote confident.
What is a simp?
Let me find the definition.
I don't know what a simp is.
A simp. Okay. Like I can give you an outline, but I was like,
because I feel like I don't agree with people being negative towards a simp.
Simp is a slang insult for men who are seen as too attentive and submissive to women, especially out of failed hope of winning some entitled sexual attention or activity from them. The word simp is meant to troll young men for doing anything for a girl to get some action he supposedly deserves. Okay, so you're saying a simp because you're trying to show
So is it
over interest?
Is it exclusive to a guy that's doing nice things just to get sexual stuff, or is it just
no?
Are they
no,
talking about just gentlemen?
Gentlemen, and this is why
I can't get behind that.
I can't behind that either, right? So they have been they're the way their format of their podcast works, and if you guys, they're all over YouTube or whatever. They essentially get in contact with their podcast is based in Miami, so they get a bunch of girls who are a lot of party girls who whatever.
They find the like. I hate to say it like this, but they find like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, they find the
girls with no standards.
They find the OnlyFans girls
look better.
Yeah, they find the club girls, the OnlyFans girls, like everybody, to kind of essentially prove their point. And so they talk a lot about how the nuclear family is not really a positive thing for men. They talk about how
the heck is a nuclear family?
Nuclear family is like the standard husband, wife, children, and how that's not beneficial for men.
It's not beneficial for men to have a family?
For men. Correct. To be in a marriage because they feel as though they have to lose a lot of their like macho-ness or whatever to be more submissive to their wife. They don't like that. Okay. They think it's done a lot of harm to men being men.
Yo, who hurt these guys?
For real. So, and then they talk a lot about how a bunch of other stuff. Anyways, the reason why they come off as so on top of their stuff is, as EJ said, is that they bring a lot of people who don't really know how to defend themselves in situations like that. And they just kind of let these guys just steamroll them in terms of just talking about women just being trash. They even talked about how they don't date black women.
Really?
They don't like
Why?
They don't date black women because they think they are crazy and they're not good in terms of like a companion, which blew my mind.
One of the guys is black.
Both of them are black.
No, he's not. That one guy's not black.
Yeah. The light-skinned one?
He's not light-skinned, bro. He's like, he's different. That's a different race. That's not black.
I don't know.
That's not black. You think he's black?
I think he's black.
What do I look like to you?
What? What kind of question is that?
Because you think he's black?
I'm 100. Okay, let me find out.
Bro, he's not black. He looks like he's from somewhere else. Dang. That's a whole topic. What is black to you?
What is black to me? Yeah, his name's Myron Gaines. Yeah, hang on. Anyway, we'll come back to that, whatever. Anyways, they both went on some more prominent podcasts. So the first one they did was the one with DJ Academics. Mm-hmm. And what was the girl's name? I forget.
Brittany Renner.
Brittany Renner. And so they were talking about on their podcast, the Fresh and Fit podcast, about Brittany Renner or girls like her. And so they kind of got confronted. You probably know this a lot better. So if you want to explain this part.
Brittany Renner is a very controversial human being. Mm-hmm. I don't know too much in depth, but I think she's like, she made a book about, I don't know what it's about, but basically like she does dumb things. She's kind of trash. Yeah. But then writes a book about how she's not trash, and like I think she wrote a book about how to like lock in a guy by getting you pregnant. I don't know. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. But she's a controversial girl.
Figure. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Who a lot of guys and girls don't really like. Mm-hmm.
So they went on the podcast and she was essentially explaining how, like, she wanted them to explain what kind of, because they were describing girls like her. So she wanted a specific definition. Okay, what kind of girl am I? What kind of person am I? And they had their like tails between their legs because they didn't know how to respond to that. They were just generalizing because they didn't really know who she was. So she had them on the ropes. I don't know what else. Do you remember anything else that they specifically talked about on that clip? Like, I don't remember.
No, she flamed them.
Yeah, she essentially flamed them. Like, watch the interview.
Here's my thoughts about these guys. I think these fit. What are they called? Fresh and Fit.
Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the TV show Fit to Fat to Fit. These guys, Fresh and Fit. Although, as a guy, I can understand some of the points that they try to make. Mm-hmm. I think their channel and how they go about it is very scummy. They make it seem like every problem in the world that guys deal with is because of girls.
Yep.
They don't really get any girls on the show that have any sense. Mm-hmm. I don't get the vibe that they would want any girl with sense on there because the girl with sense would dummy them. Mm. They're very chauvinistic. They're very patronizing. They're very rude. Mm. So, yeah. So all that to say, when Brittany Renner confronted them, their usual MO, it wasn't going to fly because she kind of like sunned them. Which I'm here for. I'm like, hey, cool.
Well, it was funny because like when they went on the Flagrant 2 podcast, which is with Andrew Schultz and Akash Singh, they're not people who will just let you steamroll them. Like they will ask the tough questions to kind of expose that. So Andrew Schultz's first question was, why don't you guys date black women?
That's their response baffling to me, yo.
Right? And so Akash was like offended by that because he's like, well, again, by you saying this is that you're just sending a bad or a bad representation of your own like culture, like your own people, right? So he was saying it's like how they explained it was it's not that they said, because when people ask you, hey, what are your preferences? Like what kind of like who do you prefer? Like, do you prefer like white people? Do you prefer Latinos, black people, whatever? Mm-hmm. Their response was, oh, I don't like black people, or I don't like black women. Not even the question was, what was their preference? And they didn't even say, oh, this is what I like. No, this is what I don't like, which is not a good way to go about things. It's the fact that they thought they have such a low standard or such a low view of their own culture when it comes to women. And that's such a bad example to set for guys who watch this podcast.
Yo, who hurt these fam? Like, I'll bleep it out.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, oh man. Like, dude.
No, for real. These guys sound hurt, bro.
And okay, honestly.
Who broke their heart?
For real, to your point, when I started watching a lot of the clips, again, I agree. There are some things that I can understand as a guy why they would feel that kind of way. But more and more as I was watching it, I'm like, wow, like these guys.
They're scummy. They're scummy.
They're scummy. Yeah. Like there's some hurt. Like again, there's either some hurt behind what they do and they haven't addressed it yet. Or B, they know exactly what they're doing. They don't care. And that is just worse. Like to me, it's just worse the fact that you just know that you're just taking advantage of women who can't really think on their toes or aren't good debaters in that sense to prove their points. Like it's not a good way to go about.
You know what it's like?
Teaching like
it's like a term Priya taught me. Confirmation bias.
Okay. Oh,
right?
Okay.
Confirmation bias. I hope I'm saying it right. Is like basically when you go out of your way to find information to prove your theory right, as opposed to just finding the truth. The girls that they get on the show is basically like confirmation bias. They go and find the girls who prove their points right by getting the girls who are like scummy too. You get scummy girls to prove why you think girls are scummy. Right. But like that doesn't represent all the women in the world. So like
no, not at all. I don't think it's a vast majority of women
but
either.
They'll talk about it like that is
the generalization. Yeah. And again, one of the biggest things too was like the whole nuclear family thing, like talking about how
I've never heard of that term. The nuclear family, like Fallout, the game.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought
What
too
the
for the
heck?
first time. But yeah, that's what it's called. The nuclear family is what it's called.
That's so twisted, bro. Like, how is that a bad thing?
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I think because they see it only based on the societal standard of what, like, in their minds is right. But for a lot of us, we have certain things to fall back on based on how we were raised or whatever. For us, it's a lot of our faith. A lot of our faith defines on how we interact when it comes to relationships and marriage and etc. and having kids. They're things that we long for and want. I think these guys have such a bad representation of it and choose to like exploit something good. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think there's like this weird idea in society that submission equals a bad thing. Like the man said, if you have a full family, husband, wife, kids, that's bad because you have to submit to your wife.
Yeah.
What? Like, what are you talking about?
Right?
He sounds stupid. He sounds dumb. He sounds foolish.
Right?
He's an idiot.
So yeah, like it was funny. Like the more and more I watched it, the more and more I was like, just
they're toxic.
Sick.
It's toxic people
bro.
talking about toxic people being toxic, and then the toxic people they're talking about come and say why they're not toxic and why they're toxic, and then there's a whole mess of toxic.
Right?
Toxicity.
And that's why, like,
is that the word? Toxicity?
Toxicity. Yep, that's a word. So, and I think, and this is the funny part, is that when they come on regular podcasts who aren't like just submissive and will challenge you, they got their tail between their legs. They're quiet. They're stone cold. They don't know what to say because they're like,
I have
wow.
a theory. I don't think those guys get any girls.
Interesting.
I don't think so.
I saw people who were exposing like their DMs on YouTube, saying how essentially like they talked about how no, we don't DM girls. Girls DM us because they want to come on the podcast. A, because for clout or whatever, but B, also because we don't need to go out and seek them. Whereas some girls went on YouTube and they made the videos explaining how no, they're the ones who are messaging back and forth. And they're saying literally, it's like, well, if you want to come on the show, you have to have sex with me first, and then I'll let you come on the show. It's scummy, bro. It's scummy.
Sounds Hollywood.
Very, right? And Miami, of course. So like it explains a lot.
It sounds entertainment industry.
Right. And I think these guys, again, I don't see them not thriving because there will always be an audience for something like this. But
yeah, it's
fact that
toxic. It's not good.
It's not good. And so I was watching, the reason why is because I watched Ruslan do essentially like he did his reaction to it, but also based on faith, which was a very interesting take on it. If you guys get a chance to watch it, go check his YouTube channel out and watch the clip. It's like 20 minutes or so, but he breaks down essentially how wrong their mentality is because they don't have a fallback.
Yeah, it's so
like,
flawed.
I think
right? It's very consumer. Like
Yes,
I'm getting married to get something. I'm not getting married to be one with somebody. I'm getting married so that you can now give me more to my life.
Exactly. Right. It's like, I'm the one that is owed.
Yeah.
It's not an equal thing. Right. So he breaks it down. And I think that's the thing. You have to have something to fall back on as your, what's the word? There's a word to it. Like something that like, that you can fall back on. And that's like your foundation of what it is. Their foundation is just, they don't have one. And that's why I think they have such a bad view of women. They have a bad view of what women think. And I don't think that's the majority of women.
I'm shook. Yo, send me the video of them saying they don't date black girls. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's the podcast. Yeah,
that's
the
upsetting.
First thing that they say, Andrew Schultz asked him, it's like, okay, why do you guys not date black girls? It's like, yeah, we think they're crazy, and I don't think they're good.
That's like wild to me. Like, you're black.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
You saying that like you're disrespecting your mother. You're disrespecting every woman that played a role in you being able to say this dumb ish.
Yeah, that's what I say. And like Akash and like one of the other gentlemen over there who's like behind like the soundboard or whatever, who's also black. He was like, you guys are corny. You guys are like jokes. Like you need to reevaluate how you see your own brothers and sister of your own skin color.
You know, that's like that stupid Dr. Phil clip. You remember that when that was popping around, and the little black girl was like, "I hate black people. Their noses, they're this and this and this."
Yes.
But she's as black. Like right? She wasn't even like half. She was black.
She was like, yeah.
But she's talking about how she hates black. Like, what are you talking about? You sound stupid.
Right? And that's what I mean. It's like, how can you disrespect somebody who is a part of essentially your culture, like your people? And like, wouldn't you want to be the people that would try to change the minds of that? Like, why wouldn't you want to be that change? Like, why wouldn't you want to be that? If you have such a great platform, why wouldn't you want to elevate your own people?
Because they're insecure with themselves too.
I know. Yeah. And that's what I mean. And they're making money off it. They're doing that. And they're trying to show that, guys, you don't have to be tied down by anybody. You can just live vicariously. You can sleep with whoever you want. You can do all this. No consequences. You just be you, and just women are an object. That's what they're honestly treating. They're treating women as objects. It's not good.
Fresh and fit, eh?
Yeah.
More like stale and ugly.
For real. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, again, it's very fun. I love watching when they get on podcasts that they know they can't win on. And it's just, watch the podcast if you get a chance to, bro. Like, they're just like,
Priya hates them.
I know. And at first I was like, I don't know why you really hate them.
Yeah. Anytime you would send me a clip and I watch it, she gets so upset.
Yeah. And for the longest time, I'll admit, I didn't know why you really hate it. And then the more and more I watched it, I was like, yeah, these guys are scum.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are toxic.
You don't want to be like them.
Nah, hell no. But yeah, anyways, we're going to wrap this episode up with Question of the Week. Question of the Week.
Question of the Week is, would you rather? I got some good would you rathers for like a couple weeks.
Would you rathers are fun. Yeah.
Would you rather live forever or die this year?
I think I would die this year. To live forever is, I think, more of a curse than a blessing.
I know.
There are just some things I think in the world that I don't want to live to see. I think also like knowing that I can't speak to this, but from the people I think I've seen on like videos and stuff, like when they know that they have a limited amount of time to live, I think they live more free. Risk doesn't matter. It's not a factor. And I think to experience a lot more, I think it would push you more to experience the things that you didn't get a chance to experience. So, and again, it sucks because there's a lot of things like if me and right now in my stage of life, like I'd miss out on getting married, on having kids, but there's also a lot of things I would probably force myself to go do. I'd probably quit my job and just go travel and do a bunch of stuff.
Dang, I'd be so sad, Eliott.
I know.
Why'd I even ask
this question? I'd be sad for everybody.
This one upset.
So, because I think, okay, so what about you? Would you live forever? Or would you live?
Or would I die this year?
Or would you die this year?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd have to die this year.
Yeah.
Living forever, like you would see generations.
That's what I mean.
Like, you know what? Like, you know when living would stop being fun? When all your friends and family are gone.
Yeah, and there's no...
And like now your friends that you have to be friends with are like 2 generations younger than you.
That's nuts.
That's like vampires, bro.
Yeah. That's like freaking from DC, Vandal Savage, the man who's like became like barbarian to like Egyptian to Roman. Like, nah, man.
If I was gonna live forever though, I better be the richest man in the world at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
At some point. Yeah. But like, nah. Once everyone you like love is gone, and like literally like everyone, and you're still here, young, fresh, and fit. You're not gonna like it.
No,
nah.
That's a really cool question to think about. Is there a point to life past the point of
is there a point to life without death?
Yeah.
That's deep, bro.
That's a deep question.
Deep. That's like devil's lettuce deep, bro. Oh,
yeah. Like, if I really like, again, and that's what I mean. I think with everything, there needs to be a level of fallback. Like there's a level of foundation of why you choose to live the life that you live. For us, it's our faith. And I think for a lot of other people, it might be something different.
Like you can literally just switch it up, bro.
Yeah.
You be like, you know what? This century, I'm going to be a Muslim. Next century, I'm going to be a Christian. Century after that, I'm going to try atheism.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's scary.
I don't think.
That's scary.
That is scary. To know so much and to not be fulfilled.
You know, be even scarier with that though, if like the world ends and you're still here.
Yeah. That I thought about that because I was thinking, I'm like, if I'm basing this off of what I believe,
if there was like an apocalypse,
Jesus,
and everyone's like, you're like, I am legend,
last man on earth. No,
if you're I am legend, you want to die,
but
you can't, and now your best friend is a dog that you have to kill. Bro, R.I.P. Actually, no, I think the amount you can't R.I.P.
No, you can't.
you're LIS, living in stress.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the amount of like, I think like it's crazy. I think the like you would go insane.
Yeah, you would.
You'd go crazy. Like it's too much.
You can't do anything about it. Oh, no, I'm picking death.
Yeah.
Death.
If you have to die, like if you were, I don't like thinking about like the morbid of like dying this year, but like what would you do immediately? Like if you knew that was the case, the thing you would do this year?
I don't know.
I think legit, I would just take everything I have that is sellable and then just go place to place to place and just experience.
I think I'd make one more album.
Okay.
The album would have everything I want to leave here, at least say. And then after I finish the album, I'm gonna sell all my equipment, and then I'm gonna go, I don't know, explore the world.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Dang, man, that was a sad one.
It became sad. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I thought I had something great. Man. It turned into some
a little more like existential. Bruh. Is life worth it without death? That's crazy. That's a deep question, bro.
Oh, that makes me think about like in war when like the enemy will capture the other enemy and be like, I'm not gonna grant you the mercy of death.
That's tough.
That's like, crazy, bro.
Yeah, man.
We look at death like it's a bad thing, but sometimes like
it's something we want, we yearn for.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
that's
anyways,
deep,
question
bro.
of the week.
That's deep.
Holy,
deep. That's like Mariana's Trench, bro. That's crazy.
Yep. Anyways, question of the week, guys. If you had the choice to live forever or die this year, which one would you choose? Let us know why.
My original thought for that question was going to be live forever or die tomorrow. But I feel like that was too hard.
That's harder.
That was way too hard.
That's hard, bro. I literally have 20.
It's 11:30,
bro. 27 minutes left. I got 27 minutes. Hey, EJ, my man has been real, bro.
Hey, I'm honored. I'm the last voice, bro. That's crazy.
That's right. 100%. Anyways, guys, if you got comments, topics, things you want us to let us know about, you can DM us at conflict and interest on Instagram, or you can email us at conflictandinterest@gmail.com. Follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts as well. Leave a written rating on Apple Podcasts. Really does help boosting promotion and advertising for the show. As well, we're on YouTube. Full visuals will be up there. You guys can see everything, and we'll have the timestamps for every topic that we talk about. Go check it out, subscribe and everything. But yeah, anyways, EJ, where can they find you, my man?
Instagram. This is Juan. Again, if you got my number, text me. If you don't, sorry. You know what I realized, Eliott? You say to email us on conflict in interest.
Yeah.
It's N.
Yeah.
Not in. Like you say it like I-N.
Conflict in?
Yeah, you say like conflict in interest. It's just the letter N. It's conflict and interest.
Conflict and interest.
But you say conflict.
I feel like when I say...
You say it like how the abbreviation is supposed to sound. But you're spelling it. So you don't say the N, though.
Yeah, I know.
We could have a million emails going to a different email, Eliott.
Yeah, they're not reaching us right now. Then maybe that's why we're not getting
It's
those topics.
conflict N, the letter. Interest.
The letter N.
Not in. Yep. Dang, Eliott. You're blocking our blessings. Man.
For real. I gotta switch up my pronunciation. My vocabulary's gotta have some work. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. We will catch you guys next week.
Peace out. I'm tired.